Hey everyone, and welcome to Listworthy's Top 10 list of TV shows about romantic student-teacher relationships. I know what you're thinking, yuck, those are so gross and inappropriate. And yes, they are. But they also make for incredibly compelling TV. There's something about the forbidden nature of these relationships that just draws us in. So, if you're looking for a show that will keep you on the edge of your seat, and keep you thinking long after the credits have rolled, stay put and keep watching. Number 10. A Teacher. A Teacher focuses on Claire Wilson, a married woman in her 30s who begins a new job at a Texas high school. There she meets and is quickly drawn to Eric Walker, a charming but not quite fully formed high school senior. The two begin to flirt, and although Claire is initially reticent, she eventually invites further flirtation. The flirtation culminates in an affair, which is eventually exposed and leads to far-reaching and lifelong consequences for both characters. Number 9. Why Her? This show follows an arrogant and self-righteous attorney named Oh Soo-jae. After she mishandles an important case, she watches as all of her hard work comes crumbling down around her. Demoted at work, Soo-jae is forced to take on the role of adjunct professor at a local law school. She ends up meeting Gong Chan, a law student whose warm heart lessens the sting of her demotion. Deeply in love with his professor, Gong Chan hides a painful past but stays by Soo-jae's side, even as she struggles to find a way back into her law firm's good graces. Number 8. Besos Robados or Stolen Kisses. This telenovela follows a hardworking and modest professor named Alejandro Pomar, who takes a job at a prestigious all-girls art school. However, at this school, he is faced with a classroom full of unruly and dramatic teenage girls. And leading the group is Paloma Bellicoquia. Orphaned at the age of 12, Paloma grew up rich and spoiled by her nanny and her Aunt Fernanda, with whom she lives. Although she is rebellious and defiant, Paloma's sweetness and spontaneity inspire feelings of tenderness. Paloma vows to make her teacher fall in love with her, and little by little, she succeeds in stealing Alejandro's heart. But things get complicated when Alejandro, in an attempt to repress his feelings for Paloma, gets into a romantic relationship with Fernanda, her sophisticated and beautiful aunt. Number 7. Dangerous Affairs. This story follows Miranda Cruz, a promising young teacher who falls in love with one of her students. When Miranda is attacked on the beach one evening, she is rescued by Mauricio Blanco. From there on, their passionate love story starts to develop. But Miranda quickly discovers that her knight in shining armor also happens to be one of her students. Having lied to her about his age, Mauricio unknowingly puts the woman he saved in danger. Miranda, aware that a relationship with a 17-year-old is against the law, does her best to ignore the feelings she has for him, but soon realizes it's not so easy. Number 6. Pretty Little Liars. This mystery-laden teen drama follows four friends a year after the disappearance of their best friend and clique leader, Alison De Laurentiis. They start to get stalked, bullied, and blackmailed by a mysterious person who identifies only as A. One of the main story threads in the show is the relationship between Ezra Fitz, a teacher, and Aria Montgomery, his student. Ezra meets Aria in a bar and hooks up with her only to later discover that she is a high schooler and is taking one of his classes. But despite the inappropriateness of it all, the two continue to romantically linger around each other and wade into emotionally dangerous waters. Number 5. Perfect and Casual. This story revolves around the intelligent and cold professor Zhang Xinyan and the calm and sunny Yun Shu. After a fractious first meeting, where Yun Shu dressed down the especially finicky Xinyan, she is shocked to find out that he is the lecturer in the statistics class she is enrolled in. An optimistic, albeit simple young lady, Yun Shu finds herself homeless and desperate after her cousin cheats her out of a large sum of money. Coincidentally enough, Yun Shu crosses paths with Xinyan who, at an uncharacteristic moment of weakness, makes Yunshu an offer she can't refuse. Pressured by his ailing grandfather to marry, Xingyan sees Yunshu as a means to an end and offers her a place to live, in exchange for pretending to be his girlfriend. Unfortunately, Xingyan's grandfather isn't willing to settle for anything other than marriage. Agreeing to a contract marriage, Xingyan and Yunshu find themselves in a place neither of them could have imagined, but with time and understanding, feelings start to grow between them.
Just a quick reminder, don't forget to support this little YouTube channel by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Okay, now back to the video.
Number 4. You Taught Me All the Precious Things. This Japanese show is about Shuji Kashiwagi, a high school teacher due to marry his fiancée Natsumi Uemura, who is also a teacher, in 6 months. However, on the eve of the new school year's opening ceremony, Shuji becomes involved with the young Hikari Seki, both unaware that they will face each other in class come morning. As Shuji struggles to help Hikari deal with her confusing emotions, he himself is torn apart over his betrayal of his fiancée. Driven by jealousy and a desire to destroy her teacher's relationship, Hikari plots to get closer to Natsumi. Number 3. Doctors. This show is about Yoo Ha-young, a tough school bully with a prickly personality, and on a wayward path. Carrying many scars from her childhood, she rebels and pushes people away as an act of self-preservation. However, all that changes when she meets her mentor, Hong Ji-hong, who plays a key role in transforming her life from a helpless gangster to a compassionate doctor. Spanning many years, their story starts out at school and ends up at the hospital they both end up working in. Number 2. Somewhere Only We Know. Due to a misunderstanding, third-year English student Xue Tong is falsely accused of cheating when Mu Qing, the exam invigilator, catches her with a cheat sheet. When he becomes the substitute teacher in her elective Russian course and makes her study with him after classes, her hatred for him only grows. Over time, however, Xue Tong discovers teacher Mu's true character and comes to secretly love him. Number 1. Meet Me After School. This Japanese show follows Hajiri Suenaga, a 25-year-old woman who starts to work as a homeroom teacher for a local school. One of Hajiri Suenaga's students, Akira Kuroiwa, starts to develop feelings for her. Feelings that soon turn into love. He tries to express his emotions to her, but she is fearful of the relationship and is in a long-distance relationship with her fiancé Shotaro. The story follows the pair over the course of several years, and how they eventually come together. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to support the channel by subscribing and hitting the notification bell.